So let's start with the class of pronoun. So what is basically pronoun? In the last class I have taught you noun. What was the definition of noun? The definition of noun was noun is a name of a person, place, animal or thing. Means anything you see around the world, anywhere, anything that has a name, and that name is the noun. Now all those names, what happens, I'll explain you why this pronoun is required to learn. Because what is the concept? The concept is like when you give a speech about somebody. Suppose I'm giving a speech about Sachin Tendulkar, who was the best, one of the best cricket player of our country. So if I have to give a speech on Sachin Tendulkar, now what will happen? Every time I have to repeat the name to say something about Sachin Tendulkar. Like suppose if I'm saying Sachin Tendulkar is a good cricketer, Sachin Tendulkar was an Indian cricketer, Sachin Tendulkar plays really well, Sachin Tendulkar is a good human being. So every time I'm framing a sentence, I have to bring the name of that particular person about whom I want to speak. So sometimes what happens, it takes a lot of time to pronounce that complete big name. There are all more names are there which are more difficult to pronounce like that. So what we need to do is that first time when we are giving a speech, so first we have about somebody, we have to take the name of that person only for the first time when we are framing a sentence. Like for example, if I'm talking about Sachin Tendulkar, so Sachin Tendulkar, I have to say Sachin Tendulkar was an Indian cricketer. Now after that, I don't have to say or repeat Sachin Tendulkar the name. Every time I have to say something about him, I can replace the name with a word which is very easy to pronounce, and also it saves time also. Like what will Sachin Tendulkar is a male, so obviously for that he is the word that will come instead of Sachin Tendulkar. So how will I do that? Sachin Tendulkar was a great cricketer. Sachin Tendulkar played for India for many years. So after that I can say he is a good human being. He still practice on the ground. So every time now I have to say, I can use the word he instead of the name. So this is the concept why the pronoun is required to learn. So pronoun is nothing but a word which is used instead of a noun. So there are many pronouns are there which are used instead of a noun. Like if it is a female, then obviously for that we will use she. If it is a male, for that it's he. If it is for your own self, like if I have to say I'm a good teacher, or I'm a good snooker player, I'm a swimmer, so what I'm using, I for my own self, right? So I have a name. My name is RajveerDutta, and instead of RajveerDutta, I'm using I. So I is replaced for the noun. Same thing, a pronoun is a word which is used instead of a noun. So this is the definition of pronoun. It's very easy to understand. Now there are many pronouns are there. So we'll learn those pronouns, and we'll also learn the kinds of pronouns which are there and how we can apply those pronouns. So the first pronoun is personal pronoun. Personal pronoun is I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Now I'll tell you one thing. In personal pronoun, there are three things you need to remember. First, there are three persons are there. That is how we understand. Like first person is I and we. First person singular is I. First person plural is we. Second person singular and plural both is you. And third person singular is he, she, it. Third person plural is they. Now why I'm telling you this? Because if you remember this personal pronoun and the first person, second person, third person, then in the next class when I'll start the verb, you will easily understand why those verbs are used and how those verbs are used according to persons. So person you have to remember very well. And for that, obviously, I have made a chart out here. I'm sure it's not that visible. You can zoom in if it's possible and then take a screenshot, and when I'll then see my video so that you can again understand what I want to say. And obviously when I'm explaining, I'm quite sure that it's very audible and clear to you, so you can understand, you can write it down as well. So in personal pronoun, what we know is that there are 3 persons are there. We have divided the personal pronouns into 3 persons. First person singular and plural. I, singular is I and plural is we. Second person singular, plural, both is you. Third person singular, he, she, it, plural, they. Now this all things you need to remember. Why I told you? Because if you want to understand verb very well, which is a very important part of framing any sentence, then you have to remember this personal pronoun very well. Now in this chart you can see I have written 3 cases: nominative case, objective case and the possessive case. Now first person, second person, third person is applicable for all the cases. Okay, so as I have told you right now, the personal pronoun, and in personal pronoun, as I told you, first person I, singular. Like when I let me make a sentence also, example also, like I, how we use it. And okay, why it is a nominative case, now I'll explain you. It is a nominative case, this first person I and we is a nominative case because we put these words in the beginning of a sentence, basically and generally in most of the cases. Like whenever you want to put I, you will find that you are saying in the beginning, you are putting I in the beginning of the sentence. Like I'm a good person, I am going to market, I am going to eat right now, I am going to take my dinner right now. So I is obviously coming in the beginning of the sentence. That's why it's called nominative case, because it's nominated in the beginning. We, which is first person plural, this is also first person but it's plural. So we is also again used in the beginning. That's why it's again nominative case. Like we are good friends, we are good human beings. So this is nominative. Now if I come to second person, which is you, in both the cases, like first person and second person, second person singular and second person plural, when both cases you is there. Now when you is there, so why you is in both plural and singular, I'll tell you. Because when we make a sentence, like suppose if I'm saying you are a good human being, so obviously it's a, it's a nominative case because it's coming in the beginning. Then again you can be plural, like suppose I'm addressing to all of you. So how will I address that? Obviously you, I don't have any plural for you. If I'm talking to mass people, then I don't have any plural for you. So that's why you is plural and singular both in case of nominative, second person. Third person singular is what? This is very important. He, she, it. These 3 words are there, which is third person singular. Third person singular, why? Because it refers to one particular person. He, if I'm saying he, it is referring to one particular person. If I'm saying she, it's referring to one particular girl only or woman only. So in the same way, eat. Okay, so you have understood third person singular is he, she, it, and these all are used in the beginning. That's why it's a nominative case, because when we talk about it, we talk like this only. He is my friend, he is coming tomorrow from London, she is one of the best person I have met in my life. So this is how we make. Then it is my book. It is my book. So when I'm saying it, he, she, these are all actually singulars in form. That's why this also shows any singular noun also. Then they. So what is the third person plural? They. Like third person singular is he, she, it. Third person plural is they. What is then? We also use they again in the beginning of the sentence. That's why it's again a nominative case. Like they are very good friend of mine. They are good people. They are my colleague. So they are my colleagues. So when you are putting they, remember one thing. Even the noun will also change into plural. This is a very important thing you have to remember. Even the noun changes into plural. Like if obviously they is for what? For more than one person. I'm using they for more than one person. So when I'm using more than one person, so obviously those persons or those things will be in plural form. That's why, like they are my friends, they are my colleagues. All friends, colleagues, you can see this friend, colleague. I have changed the noun into plural form. That's why I'm putting they. So they is nominative case again in this way. Now I'll come to objective case. Now there are some personal pronouns are there which are used as a objective case. Means it comes as an object. Like, and these are the forms of I. Like suppose, as I said, first person singular I, you remember? So first person singular again here is me. So me is also stands for I, right? So me is actually I'm putting for myself only. So it's like that. So how will I use that? And why it's objective? Because it's come in the end of the sentence, or it comes not in the beginning actually. That's why it comes always as an object. That's why it's called objective case. Which are the objective case? Like me, in case of I, in case of we, us. In case of you, you will be again over here singular plural both will be you only. And third person singular will be, instead of he, it will be him. Third person plural, third person singular he, she will be her. Third person singular it will be again it only. And third person plural they will be them, because these words are coming in the last of the sentences, in the last position of the sentences as an object. That's why we are calling it objective case. So how will we use that? I'll tell you each of them with an example. Like we will use me, where we will use me, not in the beginning of the sentence. You will find whenever you're using me, it always comes in the end of the sentence, generally as an object. Like, please come to me. This is a sentence, please come to me. So me is coming at the end of the sentence, and here it is coming as an object. That's why this me, us, you, him, her, it, them, they all are objective cases, but they are personal pronouns, objective cases. Okay, in the same way I can use it us. Bring that chair to us. Okay, or bring that report to us. So us is again coming at the end of the sentence as an object, but it is plural now. Now it's plural. So you have to remember this. That's why you see here in this table also it's written in the form of plural only. First person plural objective case. So just follow the table. It is very easy to understand. Okay, why you is again comes in the beginning as a nominative case, again comes in an objective case as an object in the sentence. I'll tell you. Like when I'm saying a sentence, I'm talking to you. So I am talking to you. This you is coming at the end of the sentence. Now here in this sentence, this you comes as an object. That's why you is objective case here. But you again can come as a nominative case also. That's why you can use as a nominative also, like you are a good person. So here in this sentence, you is a nominative case. I'm talking to you. Here in this sentence, you is used as a objective case. I am sure you are getting it very clearly. Okay. Then third person, again instead of he, him. Like let me talk to him. We say sometimes these sentences. Let me talk to him. So this him is coming as an object in the sentence, right? But him is what? Actually stands for he, for male, right? So this is objective case. So him, the personal pronouns, just remember the personal pronouns which comes as an object in the sentence are objective cases. The personal pronouns which comes in the beginning of the sentence as a nominative one, those are called nominative cases. So this is just for your idea. I'm giving it to you. It's not that much required in terms of spoken English again, but this is a good knowledge if you can grab it. Okay, it's not required. If you only know the personal pronouns I, we, you, he, she, it, they, them, me, us, like this, if you remember it, it's more than enough to speak English. But this is again a good knowledge. You can have an idea about it, how it's using it, why it's coming. Because someday somebody can ask you that tell me a sentence where you is used as a nominative case, tell me a sentence where you is used as an objective case. So then you speak good English, but you cannot answer this, right? Why? Because your knowledge is not there. So that's why I'm teaching you this, so that you can have a knowledge about it. Okay, now I'll tell you one thing about it little bit. Like when we use it, It is actually used for non-living objects generally, it, but not always. It is also used for animals and young ones when we don't know the sex of that particular animal or young ones. What does that mean? Suppose I entered a hospital and suddenly I saw a baby, but the baby is covered with cloth. So obviously I don't know whether the baby is a boy or a girl. So on that case, I can use the word it. Like I can ask somebody, is it a boy or a girl? Why? Because I don't know the sex of that particular baby. That's why when you are unknown to the sex of animal or young ones, you can use it over there. And one more places where I told you right now, it is also used for non-living object like books. Like it is my book, it is my marker, it is my shirt, it is my board. It is like that. So it is used again for non-living things. And also it is used to identify some person not known earlier. Like when you don't know a person, like suppose somebody is talking about someone, but I don't know that person, whether that person is, again same thing. Like I don't know whether it's a male or female, so obviously I can use it on that particular time. So this is the role of it. And also remember, it is not a possessive pronoun. Okay, I'll come to now possessive pronoun, the second one. So personal pronoun is over, and I hope guys you have understood very well. So second one is possessive pronoun. So what is possessive pronoun? Possessive has come from the word called possession. You have understood that means adhikar, right? When you own something or when you think that it belongs to you, that is possessive pronoun. Now it is used to talk about things belonging to people, as I said just right now. So what are the possessive pronouns? Again you can find in this chart where I have written possessive case. There are cases where it's possessive cases, because the possessive pronouns are also personal pronouns, kind of personal pronouns only, because they are also used for persons, animals, all this, or non-living objects also. So it is also personal pronoun. Like how? Like see, my, mine, in first person singular, my, mine. Obviously my, mine is used for a person, and I'm using it for my own self. So obviously it's a personal pronoun. But what kind of personal pronoun? Possessive pronoun, because it's a possessive case. It's a possessive case, you can say. So what kind of case is it? A possessive case, because it shows about your possession. Means whenever you're using my or mine, you have to remember that it is a possessive use. Like suppose I'm saying my car is not functioning properly, or my marker is not working properly. So whose marker? My marker. So I'm showing you the possession. Means when I'm speaking these sentences, when I'm framing these sentences, I'm showing to my listener, or I'm making my listener understand that this marker belongs to me. I own this marker. That car which I'm talking about is owned to I own that car. So that's why my, mine, then our, ours, same way your, yours, then again third person singular, his, her, hers, then third person plural, their, theirs. These are all possessive case of personal pronoun, which we also call it possessive pronoun. Okay, why? Because these words, when you use in a sentence, it shows possession. Like again I'm saying, for again, if I say this is your book, so what does it mean? Your book. When I'm saying this is your book, so your book means you own that book, it belongs to you. So obviously possession, it shows possession. That's why these are possessive case. That's why these are called possessive pronoun also. Okay, this is our house, this is our house. So again this our is obviously, what is that? Possessive. pronoun. Why? Because it shows position, that whose house is this? This is our house, right? So this is how we use possessive pronoun. So this is actually the use of possessive pronoun. I hope I'm clear to you the possessive pronoun. We call it possessive pronoun also. We call it possessive case or personal pronoun. Means in personal pronoun also you can put this, because these are all again personal pronouns only, and we call it possessive case. But in recent times it is also put under a category of possessive pronoun. We can call it possessive pronoun separately. Now we'll come to the third and fourth together. We'll come to why? Because they have a similarity in it, but there is a difference also in it. But there is a similarity also, like relative pronoun and interrogative pronouns are completely similar except one word. Means what I mean to say is similar in the sense, relative pronoun, the words of relative pronoun, the words of interrogative pronoun, both are same except one word, that is that. So what are those relative pronoun words? Like who, whom, where, which, when. So these are all your relative pronoun. Who, where, whom, when, which, etc. These are all relative pronoun. And that is also that THAT, that is also a relative pronoun. Only this that is not interrogative pronoun. Otherwise in interrogative pronoun also this who, where, whom, when, which are also interrogative pronoun. But now you can ask me a question, or a question is raising in your mind, that then how will we judge that or understand that which is a relative pronoun, which is a interrogative pronoun? Very easy to understand. Obviously interrogative pronoun means what? It is used to ask questions. When you see a question over there, this who, where, when, which is used, these are interrogative pronoun. These words are interrogative pronoun because it is asking question. And interrogative pronoun means obviously interrogation means to ask question. I taught you in the first class, you remember, about sentence, interrogative sentence. So interrogative pronoun. So obviously you can understand, like who are you, what do you do, where do you live. In these sentences you can find this where, what, who. These all words are interrogative pronoun in this particular sentence, because it's a question sentence. Now then how will we understand relative pronoun? Again, relative pronoun describe the person or thing that you are talking about. Means relative pronoun describe the person or thing that you're talking about. Like I'll give you an example. Like who are you? It is a interrogative pronoun. You have understood who over here. Now with the same who, I'll make another sentence which will be a relative pronoun. The same who. Like the man who was walking is my father. The man who was walking there is my father. So the man, I'm talking about a man, and this who is used for that man. So it is showing a relation. That's why I said relative pronouns describe the person or thing you are talking about. So I'm talking about whom? The man, my father, right? So obviously for that person, this who is coming now over here. Now here who is not coming as a question. That's why here we will not put question mark at the end of the sentence in relative pronoun. Like if I'm making a sentence like this, the man who bought this book to me is a genuine one. Now here the man who bought this book to me, so who is used for man, and here there is no question mark at the end of the sentence because this is a relative pronoun, because who is coming over here as a relative pronoun, not as a question. Let us take one more example. Like where is your house, or where do you live? In these sentences, where is a interrogative pronoun, right? Very clear to you. Now how it is relative, how it can be relative. Like if I say the place where I live is not at all a good place. So the place where I live is not at all a good place. So here in this sentence, can you find anything about any, I'm asking a question or something like that? No. That's why here question mark will not come. Now here where, the word where is relative pronoun. Why? Because it is showing the place or the house. Means what I said, the place where I live. So here where is talking describing the place. That's why it is showing, it is called as a relative pronoun. Am I clear to you how you can identify which one is relative pronoun, which one is interrogative pronoun? One more example, let's take it like which is your book? So here in this sentence, which is a interrogative pronoun. But if I say the book which you bought for me is not interesting, so here in this sentence, which is a relative pronoun. The book which you bought for me is not interesting to read. So in this sentence, which is a relative pronoun, not as coming as a interrogative pronoun. So that is the reason why I taught you both together, because it is very too easy to, you know, recollect it in your memory very easily. I have studied like this only. This is what I say smart study. Now if I could have taught you one by one also, like 3 relative pronoun, after that then again I would have come to interrogative pronoun, but no. Why I taught you in this way? Because it will make you remember this very easily. And see how beneficial it is. Like if you properly study something, how beneficial, because till date most of you know that who is a WH word, that means a question word, a question. It is generally used for question, but is it? No. WH word doesn't mean that it is only going to make a or frame a sentence which is a question. No, it can be used as a relative pronoun as well. It can be used in one more sense that I'll teach you. One more sense. Okay. Now, relative pronoun, I told you. Now what is the difference between relative pronoun and interrogative pronoun? Only one word difference. That is the that. Sorry, that is the that. Only that is a word which is used as a relative pronoun. It cannot be used as an interrogative pronoun. Like I know the pen that you bought for me. I know the pen that you bought for me, or I know the pen that you lent it to me. I know where I kept the pen that you lent it to me. So in these sentences, that is actually a relative pronoun, because it is again describing the noun. Am I clear with it? The only difference is that the word that, except all WH words which is there in interrogative pronoun, it's also there in relative pronoun. And I have already told you how to use it and how to understand it. Now if somebody asks you tell me a sentence where which is used as a interrogative pronoun, which is used as a relative pronoun, I'm sure guys you can answer this question. It is very easy. Many of you know how to speak English, but again in English also in grammar you will find a lot of things are there which are interesting to learn, and it is something very good to know also. Now tomorrow you can go and ask your friend these things whom you think that they know English. Just check it out that how many of your friends know about it. Just ask them like that only. Tell me a sentence where which or where is used as a question, and tell me a sentence where or which is used as a relative pronoun. That is, I'm telling you guys, many people who speak English very well, they don't even know this, because they don't go through grammar that much. The grammar is very important. Though I'm not going into the depth of the grammar, because again I'm telling you, my motto is to make you speak in English, and I want you to understand this language. That's it. My motto is not to make you a writer or something like that, that you will be a great writer or you will have a great knowledge about writing skills. No, that is an advanced study. The more you get into the depth of the grammar, the more you get into the depth of the book, you have to read a lot of book to understand the variation of writing. Then only you can become a good writer. I'm telling you, many guys are there who can speak very good English, but they cannot write English very well. Even they make mistake while writing English. Why? Because, or they make mistake while speaking English also. Why? Because of lack of knowledge of grammar. So it's not mandatory that if you know how to speak in English, you know grammar very well. No. That's the reason. But you need to know few things. Then you can ask me then why should we learn grammar to speak English? Yes, you need to learn grammar because you don't know English. This English is just like a foreign language to you right now. So when you don't know English, or when you are not confident to speak in English, obviously because you cannot frame sentences properly. So obviously it's a new thing for you. You have to learn it. Like today, if I have to learn German language, obviously I have to learn the grammar first. How can you expect me to speak German just because I'm speaking with German people? I cannot speak German very well or very fluently. Even if I'm staying in Germany for 1 or 2 years, I can speak few lines obviously, or maybe I can manage, but I cannot speak good English because obviously I don't know the grammar properly. Same thing happens in this place also. Many guys who are studying in English medium school, they speak very good English just because they are in that field. They are talking, they are writing in English, they are speaking English, they are listening English from their teachers. That's why the habit makes them speak in English. But the people who are in Bengali medium or Hindi medium or any other vernacular language medium school they have studied, obviously they cannot speak this language very well. I'm not saying, again, exceptions are there who are very good in English, even if they are from vernacular background. They are really focused on this language more and they speak really well. But I'm talking in majority of vernacular language medium school guys cannot speak English that well because their grammar is not that much strong. So here again, I'm not making your grammar that strong. What I want you to know is that the basic things, so that you can start framing sentences. And when you frame a sentence, you should be like, all the words while framing a sentence, you should know that from which part of speech it is. Now when I'm saying he's a good person, so obviously you have to understand one thing. Over here I can make out all the words that from which part of speech it is coming. Then only I can frame the sentence quite properly, grammatically correctly, in a correct way. Right? He's a good person, so he is a pronoun, as I've taught you right now, just right now. So if someone asks you what is he, which part of speech, it's a pronoun. Which pronoun? Personal pronoun. Is, it's a verb. Obviously we'll come to that chapter, but again I'm telling you, it's a verb. Which verb? Helping verb. A, obviously he is a good teacher, so A is an article. It's an article. Good is a adjective. And teacher, again, common noun. I taught you, right? You remember, noun. So see, this is the magic of learning English in this way. If you learn grammar properly, you can easily understand that why you're putting that word in that sentence, before, after, why. You can reason out. Okay, let us come to the topic again. So, reflexive, I'll come for the fifth one, which is reflexive pronoun. So what is reflexive pronoun? So again, here also I'll teach you again reflexive and emphatic both together, because same like this, it also has a similarity. What is the similarity? Reflexive and emphatic and reflexive pronoun, all the words which are there in reflexive are also there in emphatic. Means both all the words which are used in emphatic are also used in reflexive pronoun, used as reflexive pronoun. But their uses is little bit different. A little bit different. So what are the words? Let us know that first. In reflexive and in emphatic, the words which are there as reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronoun are myself, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, itself, themselves. So you have heard all this word, right? Ourselves. You have heard this word, right? So have you ever thought that which part of speech is this? This is pronoun. But which pronoun? Reflexive pronoun or emphatic pronoun, depending on the situation of the sentence. I'll teach you that only right now. Or how you understand that which one is reflexive and which one is emphatic, and why we should know that. So reflexive pronoun are generally used, you can say, I'll tell you the thing. It refers to the subject of the verb, like it used like this way: our cat washes itself. I have cleaned my room. I have cleaned the room myself. So I have cleaned the room myself. Here myself is coming for the subject. Which subject? I. So myself is coming for the subject. She herself cooked the food. So herself is coming over here for the subject. It's a reflection of the subject, I can say. Reflection of the subject. That's why it's called reflexive. It's a reflection. Like I is coming in the beginning, then again it's coming at the last or in the middle of the sentence. So it's a reflection that comes, because I, myself, she, herself, both are same thing, same meaning, but still we use these things to make people understand. Or okay, now I'll tell you what is emphatic, how to understand emphatic. What is the difference between emphatic and reflexive? Reflexive you have understood. Emphatic means here it put emphasis on the noun. If it is a sentence where myself, yourself, herself is used like this words, and if it is emphasizing on the noun or pronoun, then it is called emphatic pronoun in that situation. Like for example, if I say I myself cleaned the room, she herself cooked the food. So here, just after she, just after I am putting the words. Which words? Myself, herself, like this. If it is we, ourselves, like this. So I'm putting it just after the words. Why? To put more emphasis on the subject. And why we want to put emphasis? Because it happens when we want to say sometimes that this has been done by me only, or this has been done by her only. Like suppose if I'm very happy, suppose I don't cook generally, and today I cooked something and I'm very happy. I'm serving that food to my mom, and my mom asked who may cook this food. It's very tasty. Obviously I'll be very delighted to say that I myself cooked this food. Why not I have cooked this food? I have cooked this food, it's okay. I'm not that much delighted. But when I'm very much happy because I've done something very good and I want to take the credit of it, I can say, I can put emphasis more on me or her or him, anything, whatever it is. So that is why this is emphatic pronoun only in these cases, when the myself, herself, yourself, ourselves, these words come just after the pronoun, personal pronoun or the subject, then this is an emphatic pronoun. And when it is coming just in the middle of the sentence or at the end of the sentence, then it is reflexive pronoun. Like I have washed my clothes myself, or I have washed the clothes myself. So myself is coming at the end of the sentence. I hurt myself while playing football. So I hurt myself here, it's coming in the middle, and hence it is a reflexive pronoun. I hope you have understood what is relative and reflexive pronoun. Now let's move to demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun is very easy to understand. Only 4 words are there in demonstrative pronoun. These, that, those. These, this, these, theac, that, 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 thoac, those. Now you can ask me that was also a relative pronoun. So why it is coming again in demonstrative pronoun? Yes, over there that was used to describe a person or thing. That's why it was used as a relative pronoun. Here that is used to indicate or show anything. Like that is my pen. That is my shoe. So I'm indicating something, that's my shoe. So that here it's indicating. That's why in these sentences, like that is my shoe, that is my cup, that is my coat. So in these sentences, that is used as a demonstrative pronoun because it is demonstrating something. It is indicating or showing something. So all the words, all the 4 words will indicate or show something. That's why it's called demonstrative pronoun. Just remember this much. So these, that, those. But how to use it? This, this is actually used for singular noun. Like if I'm talking about one book or one anything, like suppose I'm talking about a book, this is my marker. So this sentence, this is my marker. So this marker, only one marker is there. So that's why I'm using this this. Now, when will I use then theac? That this is used when it is more than one marker. Like these are my markers. Like suppose if I say these are my markers. Are you getting my point? These are my markers. This is my marker. So this is the difference. Now why I'm telling you that in spoken English actually too much knowledge is not required. See, this is the reason. Like when you speak, this is my marker, these are my markers, you don't know which this you're talking about. Sometimes people know it, intentionally they know and they say it. Sometimes they don't know it. But this is what you need to know. THEAC, this is used when it is more than one thing or one person or anything, any noun. When you're talking about more than one noun. But when you're talking about noun in singular, then THIS. Same thing applies with that and those. That is my marker. Suppose this marker is kept there. That is my marker. Those are my markers. Now where to use this and where to use that. This is used which is near to you. Remember this. I use this, like if I have to talk about this, then I'll say this. Why? Because it is near to me. But if the same marker would have been kept just a little further away from me, I'll say that is my marker. Now I'll tell you something. Have you ever received a call from customer care of any company? I'm sure you have received. Mostly or generally, what do you say when you receive the call? You say, hello, who's this, right? Who's this is in American English. And there's nothing wrong in it. It is also used in spoken English. But who's that is more correct because the person who is over the phone is on the another side. So as per British English, this is more correct if you say who's that. Did you get it? What I'm trying to say is that obviously American English and British English, we follow both, but basically we follow more British English, right? So that's why it is more correct to say that who's that, because as I told you, the person with whom you're talking over phone is on the another side. So something which is on the another side, we always address as that. I hope I have made it clear, this demonstrative pronoun. Now I'll start and move on to another pronoun, which is indefinite pronoun. It is very easy one. Indefinite, I hope you have understood from the word itself, something which is not particular, which is not specific. So when you don't refer any person or animal specifically or particularly, then those words, the forms are actually indefinite pronoun. For example, if I have to say anybody, anyone, someone, something, another, other, none, these all words, and there are many, these all words are indefinite pronoun because these words does not specify to a particular person or a particular thing or a specific thing. That's why these words are indefinite pronoun. Let us take some examples how we actually use these words in daily life sentences. Like if I have to say anybody can do this task. So when I'm saying anybody can do this task, that means I'm talking obviously about somebody, but not specifically I'm pointing out or indicating to someone. Anybody can do this task. Now I'll say some other, like something is better than nothing. Now what is that something? I'm not defining over here, or I'm not indicating, or I'm not telling you specifically what is that something, but I'm saying something is better than nothing. So there are a lot of words like this which obviously you talk about someone but not specifically, or obviously you talk about something but not specifically. Those words are indefinite pronoun. I'm sure that you have got that what I'm trying to say. So if you have understood what is indefinite pronoun, then we can now move on to another pronoun. So I hope I have made it clear to you. Now let us come for the last two of this particular chapter, which is distributive pronoun, number 9 and number 10, reciprocal pronoun. Now what is distributive pronoun? Distributive pronoun, obviously you have understood from the word itself. There are three words only are there: each, either, neither. Each of the friend, like what is distributive pronoun? It refers to single person or things in a group. Means it refers to single person or things in a group. Those words are distributive pronoun. Like for example, each. Each of the girls is intelligent. So here, each is actually referred to a group of girls, but I'm pointing out each and every one. So that's why each here is a distributive pronoun. Then again, if I'm talking about next one, either of the roads takes you to the airport. Now either of the road takes you to the airport. It means any of this road, out of all these roads, any of this road is taking you to the airport. So a group of road is there. Out of that one road, any of the road is taking you, either of the road is taking you to the airport. So this either is again used as the distributive pronoun over here. Okay, neither. Neither means out of the two, none. Like neither of the brother is intelligent, or neither of the brothers is hardworking. So here there are two brothers, or there are three, four brothers. Suppose a group of brothers are there. Out of that, I'm talking about every one of the brother, each one of the brother. So what I'm saying, neither of the brothers is intelligent. That means none of the brother, not a single brother is intelligent. So this kind of words which shows single person or thing in a group, those words are actually distributive pronoun. Each, neither, either. These three words only are there in distributive pronoun. Now similar to this, there is another pronoun is there, the last one, which is reciprocal pronoun. Reciprocal pronouns means, I'll tell you the definition. It expresses the idea of something done by each member. It expresses the idea of something done by each member of a group or people to each of the other. Example, let's example, they hugged each other. They hugged each other. That means all the members of that group has done the same thing together. This kind of words are actually reciprocal pronouns. So here they hugged each other. This each other together, this each other is actually reciprocal pronoun. Both, each other, reciprocal pronoun. Why? Because this each other is a word which is showing that all the members of that group hugged each other. Means they did the same thing. That's why it's a reciprocal pronoun. Same thing, one more example I can give. They fell in love with one another. One another is again reciprocal pronoun. Why? Because when I'm talking about they, means it means more than one. That means two, three, I don't know. They fell in love with one another. That means whoever is there in that group, they all fell in love with one another, means with each other. That's why this one another, it shows that they have, each of the member has done the same thing. So any word which shows each of the member of that group has done the same thing, those kind of words are reciprocal pronouns. And there are two words only, each other and one another. So guys, I hope I have made you understood this chapter called pronoun. It is a very important chapter. And why I taught you noun then pronoun, I hope you have understood. Because if I would have not taught you noun before, you would have not understood pronoun, because pronoun is used instead of a noun. So first you need to know noun to understand pronoun. In the same way, in the next class when I'll teach you verb, you need to know pronoun in order to learn verb properly, especially the helping verbs. So I hope you have been benefited by this video.